Peace, family. So, y'all know that I don't really normally go live. So I want y'all to excuse me and I apologize. Peace, family. I apologize for anything that I might say or do in this video that might be inappropriate, because y'all know that I don't really go live often. But I need to address a couple of things because it's a lot of nonsense going on, on Facebook lately, and it's been bothering me, So again, I'm a little upset. So I want to apologize in advance for anything that I might say or do that might be inappropriate. Okay. So peace. All right. So y'all understand that I'm new to the so-called conscious community. And notice that I always say so-called, because it's no such thing as a so-called conscious community. It's no such thing as a conscious community, because everyone is conscious. Everyone is conscious. To be conscious is to be aware, right? And we all are aware of something. None of us are aware of everything. People lose their religion and all of a sudden they're now in a conscious community. No, you are now aware that what you have been taught to be true is a lie, and that's it. You know what I mean? And so anybody that is feeding into this conscious community mess, you are really just causing more division. And so when people are out here saying, oh, fuck the conscious community, you are feeding into division. You are being more divisive. So I say fuck you for feeding into that divide and conquer method. I say fuck you for causing more division amongst our people. All right? So like I said, I'm new to this. So y'all tell me if I'm tripping when I say it's a lot of nonsense going on. Y'all can tell me, all right? What I see is a circus. I see a circus, and I see a bunch of clowns that are running a circus. And I'm really getting frustrated with it, because our people are being entertained by it. And that's why I said this message is like a new religion. Because in church, you want to be entertained. You want the pastor to be all hype and stuff. You know what I mean? You want to be over-exaggerating. You know what I mean? And so that's what these clowns know. These clowns know. Hello, peace. These clowns know that all they got to do is get our people hype by being loud and obnoxious and ignorant and doing a bunch of cussing and being blatantly disrespectful to people. They know that's all the fuck they got to do to get our people to be like, oh, you know what? You're a leader. You are our next leader, and not dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like shit like that. So I wanted to address this shit. Okay? This is what some of the things that I see these clowns doing. I see clowns saying, fuck the people in the hood. Fuck the people in the ghettos. They not on my level. I see people that are saying, fuck the conscious community. Fuck all these coons. Being blatantly disrespectful to their own people. But out of the same mouth, in the same breath, be like, oh, but I want to work with white people, though. The fuck? Excuse my language, y'all. Stuff like that really bothers me. I see people that are saying stuff like, fuck the white man. Fuck the white man, these are our streets or whatever, but they work for the white man. They pay the white man rent. They get everything from the white man. And I mean, I understand that everybody is not able to, live off grid right now, but I'm like, you know what? You're not in a position to be saying fuck the white man right now, player. I can understand if you trying to be self-sufficient, but you're not. Right now, you just want to sound revolutionary. You just want to make a bunch of fucking noise. You know what I'm saying? That's clown-like to me. I hear clowns saying shit like, oh, I've been doing this shit for 10 years, and I've been doing this and that for this many long time. I'm the greatest the motherfucker ever do it. And I'm like, what the fuck you been doing for 10 years? Where's the schools? Where's the programs? Where are the workshops? I need you to show something for these 10 years. I'm going to need you to come up with something besides a fucking Facebook following. I need that to happen. You know what I mean? So, and then I see motherfuckers that's out here debating about who can go the furthest back in history. That's just, I really feel like, thank y'all, peace. Thank you for the birthday wishes, peace. I really feel like this is a clown. This is a circus going on, being run by clowns. And the reason that it pisses me off so bad is because I know some of these motherfuckers. I know them. And I know that all of them are not sincere. All of them are not genuine. And it really bothers me. And a couple of weeks ago, if y'all remember, I made a post that was saying I was in my feelings because I had reached out to some people with a large following and nobody wanted to work with me. Y'all remember that post? And what happened is, I said to these people, I said, we all have influence. You know what I mean? So we don't have to like each other. We don't have to have the same ideologies. We don't have to have the same beliefs. We don't have to like each other, whatever. I was like, but because we have influence, we can all get on the same page and we can all reach a common goal. I was like, how about this? We can all agree that all of our people need to be self-sufficient, that our people need to unite, that our people need to restore the black family structure. So we can all promote the same messages in our own ways. I was like, nobody has to know that we're doing this. I was like, but we can do that. You know what I mean? I was like, and even though we all aren't united as to the point where we can all just hold hands singing Kumbaya, but if we all promote, you know, we're not going to spin with these people, or we're not going to watch this television station, or we're not going to go this place. You know what I'm saying? We all together, all of us have enough influence to where, peace family, have enough influence to where we could get all of our supporters or whatever to unite on certain things, you know, and we can all promote our same messages in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had to know we was doing this on purpose, but that was my plan. That's one of the things I reached out to them about. And another thing that I said is, I know that people reach out to me often, so I assume they reach out to you as well. We can all create our own databases with people from different cities, and what are their skills in their cities, what are the needs of those cities, what are the resources that they have, and then we'll all come together in a private meeting and put all of our information together. And when we did that, all we had to do was figure out what are these people's needs in these different cities. And then when we can travel together, we would already know what the needs were, which people were there, what are the resources there, what are the skills that people have there. And we can, together with our supporters, we could make some shit happen. We really could. That was my idea. But they weren't trying to hear none of that shit, because I wasn't saying, you know what, how about we charge people $30 to come to the fucking community meetings? Or how about we go stand in the middle of the street with a fucking flag, scream Black Power with a fucking bullhorn? I wasn't trying to do all that. I wasn't trying to promote anything. I was just like, let's just do something. Let's help our people. And because they weren't trying to do that, I was like, you know what, fuck y'all. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna worry about myself. And that's why I was so upset. But I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, family, I have land. I have resources. I have skills. I have ideas. I just know that I can't just be by myself like that. I wouldn't feel right to just give up on my people like that. I know that my purpose is to help my people. That's what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I'm going to do. Right? And so one of the things I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this on my own. I'm going to find a way to come up with the finances. I was like, it might take me a year or two to get everything by myself. I was like, but I'm going to make it happen. You know? But then I got back on Facebook, and then I saw y'all bigging up some of these goofy ass clowns and referring to and comparing them to Malcolm X. That shit pissed me off so bad, because I was like, don't y'all ever disrespect the ancestor Malcolm X like that by comparing him to these goofy ass clowns. These dudes ain't put in no fucking work. They ain't put in no fucking work to be compared to Malcolm X. That shit pissed me off so bad. So bad. Y'all better do some research on these brothers before y'all start calling them leaders. Because a leader, especially a man, will manifest his thoughts into reality and will have a plan and execute it. You know what I mean? Do some research on these dudes, because they haven't executed a damn plan that they have come up with. They would just leave people hanging for no fucking reason. I seen it happen with my own ass. These motherfuckers want attention, and they are opportunists. They want y'all to call them leaders. They are not picked by people to be leaders. They calling themselves leaders. And I know this shit because I know some of these motherfuckers. And I really don't like the way this whole thing is turning out. This shit has turned into a circus. And I really had to get shit off of my chest, because it's irritating the hell out of me. It's too many sincere people out here that have decided to just not do anything because they don't want to be compared to these fucking clowns that are attention seekers and opportunists and hotep hustlers. It's too much of that shit going on. And so that's pretty much all I have to say about that, family. Please just be leery of these motherfuckers. Please pay attention to what's going on. A lot of these people will do any and everything they can to get y'all to refer to them as a leader, to get a platform, to get y'all to spend some money with them. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are not doing anything that is beneficial to our people. They are not doing anything that's beneficial to nation building or unity. They are more divisive than anything else. And that shit doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why y'all don't see that shit. But that's really all I had to say about that, family. I love y'all. I'm sorry for taking up y'all time. Peace and love.
Family. Y'all going to have to excuse me a little bit this morning. I'm tired. But I had a conversation with my niece last night, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. So I want to address this. Now, first and foremost, family, know that I'm the only one in my family that is not a Christian. And so all my nieces and nephews are being raised to be Christians. And out of respect for my sister, I try not to go against the grain. I do challenge them sometimes to try to get them to think, but I never actually tell them what to think. Okay? And so last night I'm having a conversation with my 2-year-old niece. I'm telling her how beautiful her hair and skin is, which is a typical auntie niecey conversation for us. My son overhears me talking to her, and he's like, well, Mama, are white people ugly? And I said, son, white people that don't have any black people features, white people that have thin lips and pale skin and caveman hair, yeah, those white people are ugly. My niece says, well, are black people ugly? I'm like, no. Black people are beautiful. God loves the way black people look. That's why he made black people first. That's why he put black people here first. And my oldest niece, who was 10 years old, comes in, and she's like, well, that's not true. God did not make black people first. He made white people first, because he made Adam and Eve first, and Adam and Eve are white. I said, who told you that? She said, nobody told me that. Nobody had to tell me that. All the pictures that I see of Adam and Eve are white. Everyone in the Bible is white. Adam and Eve is white. Jesus is white. God is white. It's in all the pictures in all the churches. All the books they give us at Vacation Bible School, they're always white. So I'm listening to her, I'm getting frustrated. And so family, listen, black people, you need to get those images of those white people out of your church, because what you are doing is you are voluntarily giving our children the same psychological enslavement that was given to our ancestors. You are giving our children low self-esteem, and I'm going to tell you how. A child that sees Jesus as white is going to see God as white, because Jesus is the Son of God. And so if God is white, then white people must be godly. So white people are superior. White is good. White is holy. The only problem with that is you're not white, you're black. And so if God is white and the opposite of white is black, then what is the opposite of God? The opposite of God is the devil. And so then black is now associated with the devil. Black is bad. Black is inferior to white. Black is evil. And that's why a lot of you all today still believe that what your black ancestors practice, which is African spirituality, you think is devil worship, because you still believe that black is associated with the devil in some way. Okay? Now, I know that a lot of you have seen the videos of the children sitting at a table, and they have a little black doll and a little white doll sitting in front of them. And the man says, point to the good doll. He points to the white doll. He says, point to the black doll. They point to the bad doll. They point to the black doll. They say, point to the pretty doll. They point to the white one. They say, point to the ugly doll. They point to the black one. Our children are being conditioned. This imagery is really having them to believe that white is good and black is wrong. Black is bad. And that's why children grow up with low self-esteem. They don't like their hair. They don't like their skin. And they want to be accepted by white people. They do all they can to try to change their appearance to become less threatening to white people. They don't want white people to think that they are bad. And so they straighten their hair. They want lighter skin, because lighter is closer to good. Lighter is closer to God. That's why today light-skinned people are less threatening than dark-skinned people. Well, so that's what people believe, And so when they can no longer do anything to themselves physically to appear less threatening to white people, they say, okay, well, maybe if I talk like this and I have like all white friends, maybe they'll accept me as one of them. They won't see me as bad. They won't see me as black. Like, and I'll let them call me an Oreo, And then we have brothers that think, well, maybe if I get me a white girl and I talk down on all black women and everything I have to say about black people is negative, they won't see me as bad. They won't see me as black. They'll see me as one of them. They'll accept me. Okay? Now, like I said before, black people, I do not care what you believe in, as long as you want to destroy the system that wants to destroy us. But if you're going to believe this and you're going to teach this to our youth, then at least tell our youth what the Bible says. And that is that Jesus had skin like bronze and hair like wool, and that he was from Africa. There's no such thing as the Middle East. It's all Africa. And so then when they see Jesus as black, they're going to see God as black. And if they think that they are a child of God, and the Bible says ye are gods, then they're going to think, okay, well, then I'm also a God. And then they're no longer going to feel like they have to apologize for their skin and their hair. They will have high self-esteem. Okay? And so we really need to take those images of those white people out of those churches. Okay? And a lot of y'all don't even have white church members in your church. The church is like the most segregated places in the world. But you have the audacity to throw these white images of these white characters in our children's faces and have them pray into them. And so now they thinking that white is superior to black. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say about that. And to the rebuttal to my niece after she said that Adam and Eve were white, I basically just told her, you know, Adam and Eve could not have been white, because if they were white, there would be no black people in the world, because 2 white people cannot make a black child. But 2 black people can make a black child, a brown child, a red child, a yellow child, and they can make the whitest of white. And, you know, of course she didn't believe me, so I have to show her images of black people with albinism so she would know that I was telling the truth, you know? And so, yeah, please, black people, take them images of those white people at the church. And I know a lot of you would think that, you know, it doesn't matter, but imagery is very powerful, and white people know this. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't use a white image when the Bible clearly tells you what Jesus looks like. Okay? They wouldn't have the fact that the Pope prays to a black Madonna if it didn't matter. It definitely matters. It definitely matters. And when you are praying to white deities and you are teaching our children that the person they are worshiping is white, then you are supporting white supremacy. And that is not what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's all I have to say about that, family. Peace and love.
Peace, family. All right, so I want to address the whole baby mama, baby daddy / child support dilemma again. And I'm going to continue to address my sisters because I am a sister, and I will let my brothers continue to address the brothers. All right? Now, so often do we hear sisters speak of how the man or the brother that they have children by, how he's no good, he doesn't take care of his responsibilities, how he ain't shit, he's deadbeat daddy, and all these other things that they speak about. And I'm not going to make any excuses for these brothers because I can relate, right? But there are some things that I do want my sisters to understand. The first thing we need to understand, sisters, is that no child, no form of human life is going to come into this world unless we say so. We make the decision whether or not to bring a child into this world. And when I say that, I don't mean we make a choice between getting an abortion and keeping the child. When I say that, I mean we decide to lay down with a man, open our legs to him, let him inside of our divine temple and stroke us. And we are in harmony long enough with this man for him to impregnate us. We made the decision to get pregnant because we did not have to lay down with him. No man can get us pregnant unless we let him. Unless, of course, you are raped. If you were not raped to conceive that child, understand you made the conscious decision to get pregnant. Okay? Because a man can ejaculate all day long, but if it's not going inside of a woman at some point, then there will be no child. A child will not be here fatherless unless you, sister, decide to let it happen that way. Okay? Now, what you also need to understand is that you lay with your equal. All right? So you can sit around and bash and degrade and demonize the man that you have children with all you want. And you can say that he ain't shit all you want. But you lay with your equal. So if he ain't shit, then understand, sister, that at the time you were laying with him, you weren't either. All right? And then a lot of sisters will say, well, you know, I didn't really know, or I didn't know that he was like that at first. Key words there are, I didn't know. So then the question becomes, why are you sleeping with someone raw that you do not know? You have to have more self-respect and more self-love for yourself. So we are so quick to point the fingers at what our men are doing wrong, but we never take any accountability for the fact that we laid down with these men. We slept with them. We let them get us pregnant. We did that. And what we have to also understand, sisters, is that the reason that our men, or that not even our men, these brothers, get away with being these trifling, no excuses of a bad excuses of men in the first place, the reason they get away with these things is because of sisters that sleep with them. If you are sleeping with them, you are part to blame in the behavior of these men. Because understand that they do what they do for us. They want to look good for us. They want to smell good for us. They want money for us. They want fame for us. If it was nothing but a room full of heterosexual men, they wouldn't care what they look like. They wouldn't care about what they smell like. You know what I mean? Unless they're gay.
But they wouldn't care. They would compete with each other because our men are competitive by nature. But if you look in nature, whenever the males are competing with each other, it's to see whichever one is the best. And whichever one is the best is the one that gets the female. Because females are attracted to power. So at the end of the day, they still doing what they're doing for us. All right. So we have to have standards. If we are giving them what they want and they are not doing anything deserving to get it, we are really just encouraging that behavior. All right. If we want men that are going to respect us, if we want men that are going to take care of the responsibilities, that are going to protect and provide, if those are the type of men that we want, then those are the type of men that we're going to have to, give our attention to. The type of men that we're going to have to go towards. The type of men that we're going to have to show that we appreciate, that we value. We can't go towards the type of men that we say we don't want. That doesn't make any sense. You can't say, I want a man that's going to respect me. I want a man that's going to take care of his children. I want a man that's going to protect and provide, and then go and sleep with the brother that just called you a bitch. Go and sleep with the type of brother that's leeching off of whichever woman that he's sleeping with at that time. You know what I mean? When it comes to money, that he's leeching off of her government. You know what I mean? You can't say that you want one thing and then give your attention and time to the opposite. We have to have some type of standards. And the reason that we don't have standards is because we don't have self-respect and self-love. We don't know who we are. And that's what we need to work on, sisters. We can point our fingers at our men all day. But like I said before, if you want to know the condition of a people, look at the woman. Not only do we raise these children, but we set the standards for how our men behave. So if we are not telling them, okay, well, if you don't act like this, you're not getting none from us, then they're not going to act like that. They're getting rewarded for being trifling. And we got to stop that if we want to see change. And so we have to work on our self-respect, our self-love. We have to uplift, encourage, and empower each other as sisters so we will know what we are deserving of. And trust me, once you know what you are deserving of, when you know your self-worth, your taste of man is going to change. It's going to change. And you're not even going to be in the same environment as these trifling dudes in the first place. You're not going to want to be there. And the men that you come across, they're either going to be too intimidated by you, or they're going to see you and they'll be like, dang, I got to step my shit up if I want to be with her. Or they're going to already be the type of man that you want and need. And that's going to stop that whole baby mama, baby daddy, child support problem right there. Because now the only type of men that you're going to be with are the men that you want. The men that respect you, the men that protect and provide, the men that take care of their responsibilities. So you're not going to have to worry about no child support. You're not going to have to worry about that problem. You don't have to worry about somebody that's not taking care of their children. Because the only type of men that you're going to have around you, only type of men that you're going to be dealing with are the type of men that you want. All right? But you got to want better. You got to have standards. And the reason that this is an issue is because we already have enough disunity in our homes. We don't need to add any more. Our men already take up 50% of the prison population. We don't need to put any more of our men behind bars. Our people are already too dependent on the system. We don't need to contribute to that anymore by our sisters continuing to be on welfare. All right? And so that's pretty much all I have to say about that, family. Peace and love.